Hi everybody, I'm Steve Cullen, editor of Total Fly Fisher magazine, and welcome back to another Deadly Killers tying sequence. Today, very simple pattern, all black, it's the Tadpole. In the vise, I've got a size 8 B160, comes on B160, it's a short shank hook, quite thick wire, and there's a reason for that, it's a little bit of weight. You could also use a standard wet fly, size 10, and I'm just going to run on a bed of tying thread just quickly. Little tag end there, little snip. And what we're looking for in this pattern is maximum movement. It's not exactly rocket science to tie it, but the actual overall finish of the fly will be superb. So, a generous bunch of marabou there. Spinning my fingers. What we're looking for is as long a tail as possible. Catch that in. Take the thread back up to behind the eye. And just bed that thread down, nice and tight, tight thread wraps, all the way down. Just somewhere opposite the barb. As you can see, I've got a very long tail in that, a very long tail. The next bit is just Cullen garden chenille. This stuff's quite thick. I'm going to snip out a section, and what I'm going to do is, if I can just show this to the camera, I'm going to strip the flume away. What that leaves me is with the twisted core. This will stop the fly being too bulky. If you can see that there. I know it's small, I know it's thin, but that's the bit we're going to tie into the hook shank. Tie this into my side, so that when I actually start turning the chenille clockwise up the body, the actual proper chenille, not the core, will start when I wind. So you've actually got the thin core right along the hook shank, and the thick stuff just where I'm going to start to wind. And what I'm going to do here, you'll probably notice, I've actually stopped the tying thread just a little bit behind the eye. I've got to get hackle in here, and that's the reason for that. I want about 4 or 5 tons of black hackle. So, clockwise, moving up the body, touching turns, and like I says, where the tying thread is, you'll just catch that in there. A couple of thread wraps will lock that. When your scissors at an angle, 45 degrees, just snip them off there. So that's just got the body and the tail. What I'm going to do is just take a couple of thread wraps, just to tidy up a little bit. Bear in mind I'm going to get my hackle in there. Now, we've got the tail and the body. We're now going to go ahead and tie the head hackle. So what I need to do first of all is select a hackle so that we have one. I'll probably use the tip of this. This is a genetic cape. I'll probably use the tip of this. I'm looking for 1.5 times the depth of the hook barb, which is about bang on there. So if I strip the fibres away from the core of the feather, take your time, don't rush this, otherwise you'll snap it. Although saying that, if it's a genetic feather, it's usually got quite a hard stem. With the tying thread, with the actual hackle, the shiny side of the hackle facing towards me, that way when it turns, it'll be the shiny side towards the eye. Just catch that in. Again with the scissors, snip them off, and take your thread just to a point behind the eye. There's a reason for that, because I'm going to get this hackle sloping back the way like this. Quite a long hackle here, so I don't need my hackle pliers. As you can see, when I start turning that, I'm looking for 4, 5, 6, 7 turns even. I'm looking for plenty of movement. Behind the eye, secure with one thread wrap. I like to get my thread under tension here. Another couple just to make sure. And with my sharp scissors, I'm going to come in and trim that at the stalk. Now, what we've got to do is, with controlled thread wraps, we're going to tidy up the head area. So with your fingers, pull the hackle back, take a thread wrap, pull the hackle back, take a thread wrap, all the time moving back the way. Take your time, there should be plenty of space at the front, just behind the eye here, because what we've done is we actually stopped the body a little bit behind the eye, so that we've got plenty of space in which to work. Slope it back, keep that thread under tension. If you need to, if you require it, just with your fingers, push the hackle back like that. Got a nice neat head on this. Here you go. That's the profile we're looking for. You can see where it gets the name Tadpole. I'm now going to take my whip finishing tool and whip finish twice. Working back up towards the rear of the fly. Just one whip finish. Always like to do two just in case. Plenty on there. Here's the second. Nice and tidy. And a little stray bit of thread there. Just make sure you're happy. Once it's got the overall profile, a little bit of security, we'll add a touch of varnish. Now you can tie this fly in various colours. The olive taddy obviously represents the damsels. You'll see it in the magazine, we've got variations in there. But it's all about movement with this thing. The hackle gives it movement, the little fat body looks the part, and then you've got that really long sinuous marabou tail. That's what makes this pattern tick. I've got a little stray bit of thread there, which is making that look a bit untidy. Just tidy it up if you're not happy. In this case I'm not happy. There's a stray bit of thread there. That should be bang on. The tadpole. How simple was that? A long tail, wee fat body, and a little bit of head hackle. And there you go. You've got a perfect start to the season lure. This thing will work for rainbow trout and it'll work for brown trout. What you tend to get, especially in the sort of the upland reservoirs and hill locks, brownies tend to feed quite hard at the start of the season. They've been spawned and they're looking to put back weight on. This kind of pattern's a big mouthful. It's just the kind of thing they're after. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. I'm sure you'll manage to tie one yourself. And I'll see you the next time on Deadly Killers. Take care and bye-bye.